right. So I got something to say. So, I'm about to be 30 years old, right? August 26th. It's not a shameless plug for my birthday. It's just what it is. And I'm realizing that the older I get, the more and more these words like, responsibility, adulting, bills, they start to creep up. And my question is, this is my question, fam. I'm just curious now. Is it possible that bills, debt, and everything else have inadvertently become an idol and become the God of our lives? See, I'm waging war every day with this, man. I know that I still have a calling on my life, coming out of a kind of a difficult situation. I know that the Lord still has his hands on me. I know that I still got things going on, but man, I got a wife, you know what I'm saying? We're trying to advance, we're trying to move forward. So the question then becomes, do I solidify myself in a role that I don't feel like I'm supposed to be in necessarily because it pays the bills? I'm not talking about any particular job. I'm just saying, do I do that? Or do I faithfully and prayerfully seek out the heart of God? Now, I'm not saying anything about, not paying my bills and not doing that, but I'm kind of starting to think, man, that a lot of people will give more credence and more thought to bills and to having a full-time job and all that stuff than they will what God is actually saying to them. They say, the more money you make, the more money you spend, the bigger the house you get and stuff. And next thing you know, you become trapped by this notion that what you have, you need. Do we really? I mean, do we really? Is that the case? See, I was talking to my wife about a week ago, and she was like, honey, what's going on? I'm a thinker, I have a proclivity for overthinking. But she said, what's going on? And I said, this is how I feel. I feel like I'm in this giant room, and in this room there's these impressions in the ground in the shape of people. And I can see that everything is flat, and it looks like people have been just conformed and pressed to fit into this certain mold. And I'm like, man, I don't want to end up like that. But I look, and I am actually laying in one of the molds. And my feet and my legs are pressed down and built to look like they're supposed to conform to whatever is going on. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be in this. I don't want to do this. I want to dream. I want to think big. I want to know how can I change the world? What can I do that'll tangibly write my name in the history books? What can I do? And when I start to have these thoughts, I see in this image this giant stamp-like thing named responsibility come, and it just presses down on my legs. And I'm like, wait a minute, but hold on. I'm not saying I won't be responsible, but it just keeps stamping down and pressing and pressing and pressing and pressing. And then all of a sudden I find within myself, oh man, I don't want to be labeled as an irresponsible male. Next thing I know, this other stamp comes up called fear, but the stamp has little fingers on it, and it's not only pressing you down, but it's constantly applying pressure to every part of you so that you feel like you need to be in this place so that you're not you're not sticking out. You're not different from everybody else, but you fit in. And then all of a sudden when fear creeps in, oh man, this other thing called finances, oh man, it comes out of nowhere. It comes out of nowhere, and it reminds you of what you don't have and what you need. And then it also reminds you of what you can't afford and what you can. And then it's constantly telling you and constantly pushing you and saying to you that you need to be in this place. You need to be here. You need to be here. And next thing you know, you're being pressed all the way down into this trench, and then your chest begins to concave under the weight of the responsibility of what is going on. And you are there all the while saying, man, all I ever wanted to do was dream. That's all I ever wanted. All I ever wanted was a chance. That's it. And fam, the reason why I'm making this video today is because I don't want to ever get lost in the idea that I am what I can afford. I am what I have and what I have not. Well, what I don't have. Do I need a bigger television? Y'all know I love TV. No, I don't. Do I need a bigger house? No, I don't. I mean, it's nice if you had a car that starts every time. That's nice. We know that. But my question is, are we trying to keep up with the Joneses so much that we forget to follow the Messiah? Is that it? Is that the excuse? I want my kids to go to the best school. I want my family. I want the best kitchen ever. Where it's like, man, do we not believe that God will still provide anymore? Does God not call you to leave the oasis and wander off into the desert anymore? Does God not demand obedience anymore? Does God not have your best intent? Why all of a sudden is Jeremiah 29:11 defined by a promotion that you get at work? Maybe the Lord is telling you that it's time to move on and transition out and do something different. I remember when I was younger, I had just gotten back from Australia. I had been back for about a year. And I was in this real difficult place. I think I was like 19. I finally got approval from my parents to leave. I felt like going full time. I wanted to be gone. I wanted to devote myself and be a missionary and be out there, but I didn't. So I prayed a kind of a dangerous prayer, fam. I'm going to be transparent with y'all. I prayed a dangerous prayer, and I told the Lord, I said, Lord, if I don't get accepted into school, if the VA won't cover my schooling because my mother's a veteran, if I don't get that, or if I get laid off from my job, I'm going to sell everything that I own and I'm going to move back to Australia. Some of y'all might know. That's a thing to say. I was 19. I was zealous. I was eager. I was driven. Now, dare I even say prideful to a point that I prayed that within the next 2 weeks, fam. Next 2 weeks, I got laid off from work and I didn't get accepted to school. Now, some of you know it has been 10 years and I have not gone back. I subscribe to a different thing. I made a decision years ago. Now, I can't regret the things that I've done. I can't. But oftentimes I do wonder. And as I step into this next phase of my life, I wonder for y'all as well. I wonder for my people. Are we so consumed with what we have and what we want that we no longer actually seek to desire what the Lord has for us? Is that it? I don't care if you're in high school. I don't care if you're 95 years old. Are you so afraid? And is your willingness to follow God purely contingent upon your ability to pay for it? Let me say that one more time. Is your willingness to follow God purely contingent upon your ability to pay for it? Because last time I checked, fam, that ain't the way it worked. So that's my question for y'all. That's my question for y'all. Are you actually seeking God, or are you elevating? Have your bills and all your stuff become your priority over what the Lord's saying? Now, some of y'all might misinterpret this and say, man, you want me to go hungry? No, I'm not. I ain't saying that at all. If you think I'm saying that, you're wrong. Call me on your phone number, on my phone number, and we can talk about it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, are you actually believing God for a thing? Or are you believing yourself for a thing whilst claiming that you're actually seeking God for it? I see more and more people, man. We working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We working 12, 13 hours a day. We working on Saturday. We working on, some people looking to work on Sunday to make more money, to be able to pay for what? What will the legacy of our children be? What will the legacy to our children be? What will the legacy of me be? Will I always be a present pocketbook but an absentee father while living in the home? Is that it? Is that the goal? Is that what we strive for, what we live for and die for? Is that it? It can't be, family. It can't be. I understand the fall and I understand Adam and Eve, but man, last time I checked, the slave trade was over. Yeah, all of us are, I won't say all of us, but a lot of us are signing ourselves up for a form of slavery. A form of slavery, so we can have things that we're not even sure the Lord's called us to have. Anyways, fam, it's the thoughts of a brother that's 29 about to be 30. I have more. I'll probably say more. But I'm just asking, seek God. What is he telling you? What is he asking you? Have you gotten so caught up in adulting that you wouldn't dare even say, Lord, if you want me to, I'll sell everything that I have and me and my family will move. Lord, if you want me to, I will quit this good job that I have and go start working at a nonprofit. Me and my family have to slim it down. Would you be brave enough and wise enough and faithful enough, family, to ask that question but one time? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Anyways, it's your boy. I love you guys a lot. These things have been on my mind increasingly as I have so many people pressuring me and telling me, you have to do this and you have to do this and you have to do this. And man, I'm a married man now. As a man, what legacy do I leave for my family? Is my dream only defined by what my job will allow me to do? Will God not provide? I am in no way saying that, you just quit and run to nothingness. God doesn't call you from something unless he's calling you to something else. You know what I'm saying? There's that whole thing. Now, some of y'all might say, well, man, Abram, the Lord said, come away to a place I will show you. He didn't exactly know where he was going, but the Lord, man, he said there is a place. So you know that there is direction involved. This is not lack of maturity. This is not lack of responsibility or straight up adulting, but it's like, man, will the adults please dream a little bit? Just a little bit. Do you need it all? Do you? Or have we just submitted to the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life? I see it. I need it. My body feels it. I gotta have it. Man, I want the world to know that I'm here. Purely and simply. We make his name famous above our own. We want to make an impact. There's nothing wrong with that. If there's a lot of names written down in the good book, we know that. And if any one of us are I want the Lord to know my name. I do. I want the Lord to know my name. But I also want my future children to know that their father never gave up, never quit, never stopped, never backed down for any man. I want my wife to know you pursue your dreams always, fam. They might look different. It might change form. It might not look the way you think it should look, but you pursue them. And how do you do that? Our Father who art in heaven. My low fuel light just came on. So y'all know I'm talking real life right now. Low fuel light just came on. Bills, man. Gas, car needs, all that stuff. But man, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day, babe, our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those that trespass against us. Come on, fam. Are you dreaming? Are you dreaming? Or are you submitting to the idea that you have to be able to pay for what the Lord's calling you to? Much love.